Hello, here I am in Bogota. Just thought I'd do a video instead of sitting typing for hours. It seems to be a quiet enough street here outside the hostel. A lot of DJs just arrived for that festival. They happen to be staying at my hostel. But anyway, where were we? Yeah, in the Amazon. Left the Amazon, stayed in Pablos for a few more days, and then headed for the border. Something I didn't mention because I just didn't want to curse or jinx myself was the fact that our bikes were only given 3 months in Ecuador when we arrived in, and we went to the States for 3 months and came back. So for the last 2 weeks in Ecuador, our bikes were illegal. Now, I wasn't worried at all, but my bike was. I'm just going to check this recording. I'd feel kind of stupid if it wasn't. But yeah, I wasn't worried about it, but my bike was. And basically, I was all killed. My bike said to me that, you know, listen, like when we get to the border, there's a chance that, like, you know, we could get in trouble. Well, I mean, I could get in trouble because I'm out of date here. I'm illegal in the country. And I said, all right, fair enough. Well, I'll go to the cops and I'll get a statement saying that your documents are robbed, and you know, hopefully that'll do. So we went to the cops and said my bag was robbed, and got a little document from the cops saying you were robbed, official. So we drove around the country, and that was cool. We had that just in case the cops stopped us and said, where's your temporary import? Oh, we don't have it because it was out of date. So we had that. When we got to the border, the idea was to go straight through. Now my bike was worried that it was going to get fined 10% of the value of the bike, and unfortunately it doesn't have any money, so I was going to have to pay for it. So I was actually quite worried. But anyway, got to the border and just pulled into a little car park before, took off the biker gear and went in one at a time and basically stamped our passport out and jumped back in the bikes and basically just drove straight out of the country. So that was all good. We obviously can't go back to Ecuador now because they think we're still in the country and we're like late, even though of course, you know, nobody probably even cares or gives a shit. But left, went into Colombia, and the rain seemed to stop. We had some horrible rain in Ecuador, you know, which kind of ruined the experience for us there. And came into Colombia, and it seemed to just get better. Nice, good weather, great scenery. There's some videos there I sort of threw together on the road. And then we went to Popayan, which is this old colonial town, quite like Sucre in Bolivia, except it's not as touristy. Hanged out there for a while, and then I left there and went to a place called San Agustin, which was about 3 hours. It was only 100 k's. It took about 3 hours to get down that road, it's dirt road. At some points there was more potholes than actual road, and went down there, saw all these ancient statues, which were sort of over 2,000 years old. They're not Incas, not Mayans, but they look very similar. They're pretty cool. Wandered around there a bit and headed back to Popayan. Met up with Pater and we went on to Cali, where we were going to go out to Cuidado. Gracias. So we went to Cali, where we were going to go to the Salsa Club, and it's meant to be a good spot for that. So as we were coming into Cali, myself and Pater was ahead of me because I was stopped to take photos and stuff, and he obviously pulled into a garage. I didn't see him. I went past him, went into the town, didn't know where he was. Usually he's pulled in before the start of a city, you know. So got lost. I ended up checking into go on. Please, go in. It's obviously not that quiet a street. I ended up checking into some crappy place. I couldn't find a way around the city. It was just enough. I mean, Colombia is great, but their city street mappings are pretty poor, you know. So got lost, and basically some motorbike guy basically drove me around town and eventually left me at some hotel. And later got a mail from Pater. He had backtracked, looking for me, thinking that he'd waited for 40 minutes, thought that I had an accident on the bike, and went back to see if I was okay. Went all the way back to Popayan, sent me mail saying I'm in Popayan, I'm going to go back to Cali now, which is like a 2-hour each way. I'm going to go back to Cali and check into this place. So I was already checked into my expensive hotel at that stage, and said cool, sent him mail, said I'll wait there for you. So I went to his hostel, which was way better, cool, and hung out there for a while. After about 2.5 hours I'd pretty much given up, but I was into watching a movie at that stage, so I hung around. And then Pater turns up at 12 midnight. He'd been basically rear-ended by a car in traffic, and he was like, what? They did it again, and he was like pulling over like, I'll let you by, and they were like, hey, it's you. They thought he was they thought he was some sort of Colombian who was touring around South America. He tried to explain that he wasn't, they wouldn't believe him. They said, come on, stay at my house, and he said, fuck it, I will. And so Pater was the first one to be hijacked in Colombia, hijacked and taken to a friendly house and held up for the night. So I met him, we went out, had a meal and whatnot, and left Cali, headed up to a place called Salento, halfway between Cali and Bogotá, Cali and Medellin, where Pater is hopefully now. Stayed there, went to a bar, you can see the video, explosives, lots of fun, drinking, met an Irish girl, Kiwi guy there, and then today, myself and Pater split up. I headed for Bogotá, and Pater's gone on to Medellin. He's staying with some Polish guy who's on couch surfing and he's into bikes as well. I may stay with him later at some stage. And I'm in Bogotá here, and tomorrow Lily arrives, and that's fabulous. And that pretty much takes me up to right now today, and hopefully for the next few days we'll be at a music festival here, and then we're going to leave here, I think, head up to what's the place called? Barranquilla for Carnival, and that should be fun, and just take it from there, I guess. So, bye bye.